So I'm sitting here in the beautiful Tillis Center with Roy Fergus. Roy is the Executive Director for Facilities.
Yes.
I have that correct?
Yes.
For both campuses, Brooklyn and Brookville. And quite a commute for you going back and forth every day.
Well, it's just part of what we do. We're basically transforming the university. And this is but a really, really awesome example of that transformation.
So, you know, the challenge of bringing both campuses together under one unified vision.
Yes. This was both not only a transformative project, it sort of brought together a bunch of elements that I believe Jeff and his team was particularly effective at, right? Like, we needed chairs like tomorrow. And tomorrow, it usually meant, you know, sort of incorporating any number of logistical issues. But a great partnership, excellent relationship allowed us to deliver a product that everyone is proud of. It's a great venue, and we're really looking forward to press ahead with any number of these type of projects along the way. And the McHugh team is a big part of our research transformation effort too. So
thank you. We appreciate it.
This is
a great partnership.
Really, really good in that way.
I'm here with my nephew, Bill Mulhall, and Tom Pasquarella, who's the facility director at LIU. This theater was built around 1980, and my father, Bill Mulhall, installed these seats, and I remember him at the time going through which chair they were going to put in, etc. 40 years later, we removed the seats and replaced them this summer. We're thrilled how this theater came out. And I'm going to go to Tom for this one. But Tom, what's the reaction been when you talk to benefactors and alumni and people coming in?
Everybody's just ecstatic. It's been such a rejuvenation of the theater, and everybody keeps throwing around the word classy. Mm-hmm. We've really classed up the theater, turned it into a new destination to want to come back to, especially after all we've been through these last 2 years.
It was cold and stark by comparison. Everything was white in the ceilings. The seats were black backs and red fabric. That may have been the look they wanted in 1980, but this is so much warmer with the blues. The ceiling is now disappears, it's black. There was a lot of deliberation on what chair to utilize in this facility. We went through higher back chairs, we went through an assortment of different back styles. And they settled on the Saturn, which was the same back that they used in the Krasnov Theater. We like the Saturn. It's a great value chair for a wood back, and it utilizes the same number 12 seat, which we love in all our Irwin projects. One of the things about the 12 seat, because it only comes up 3/4, when I sit down, I hit the seat. Some of our competitors like to have the seat go all the way up because they use gravity lift. Well, it's easy to miss the chair and end up on the floor. With this seat, it also goes all the way back when a patron passes, then it returns to the 3/4 fold. That's an important feature. Bill, I remember coming here with you back in the beginning when we were looking at the old chairs, and we didn't know what to do about these risers, and the chairs were mounted on the risers, and we weren't sure the concrete would hold new drillings, new holes, and would we have to move them to a different location. So I don't remember who came up with it, but what'd you do? You utilized these existing standards from 1980.
Correct. We took them off, shipped them back to Irwin to be powder coated, and then covered up all the bolts, existing bolts, with caps.
I wouldn't have thought of that. And that what you just knew, because once it got painted, those bolts would have been destroyed?
Correct.
So all these bolts are the original bolts that were there from 1980?
Correct.
That's pretty good. So obviously you got to repurpose them, which worked out well for conservation purposes, but obviously it was probably an easier job for us to do it that way.
Cost saving as well.
Oh, that's true too. Got to utilize them. Good job. Well, it looks good, and it's interesting that a standard from 1980 can hold a current Irwin seat.